another wild me, laugh and drink and say there was something, but you say there was nothing, but you say it with a smile. Whoa.
What is up, y'all? It's Dr. Dry with the fifth quarter fantasy cast coming to you live from Wadsworth, Ohio. Yeah, Coach V's not here. We're actually starting a new mini series here that's going to be our fantasy forecast for by division. So I'm going to kick us off with the NFC North today. How it's going to go. These are going to be kind of shorter videos. We're going to try to do maybe 5 to 10 minutes, maybe a minute on each team in each division. But so we split up the league half and half, and I'm going to start us off with the NFC North. If you see me looking off, it's because I don't have anything memorized at all. So we're going to see how it goes. So start off with the um, Chicago Bears. So a lot to like with this team, a lot to not like with this team. I'm out on a few different guys. So let me just pull that up really quick, make it more visually appealing. There we go. And so I am definitely in on. I almost called him Coach Fields, but Justin Fields. Very excited about him this year. I think he's great as like the fifth quarterback off of the board. Put him behind Hurts, Mahomes, Allen, Burrow. But yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with Fields mainly because of the rushing upside this year. I think he's going to improve as a passer. I think he is going to take those next steps and everything. And a big part of that's because of DJ Moore. So I'm definitely in on DJ Moore. He's someone that I'll be going after in drafts this year. Definitely someone who produced kind of inconsistently in Carolina, but I think that was due to poor quarterback play. He was kind of one of the lone shining bright spots in that offense, and I think he's gonna bring some good stuff over to that Chicago offense. Some guys I'm out on in this offense: Darnell Mooney. I've just never understood the hype with that guy. I think he was miscast as a wide receiver one last year. He's definitely not a wide receiver one. I'm not even sure if he's a wide receiver too. I just don't understand the hype. I think he had one good year a couple of years ago, and that was like as your wide receiver two or three. But yeah, definitely out on Mooney. I'll go as far as to say he's one of my butt cheese boys. So we're putting up the butt cheese boy alert here. That's something that we're going to put up for players that we don't like every time we mention them. So Darnell Mooney, he's on my butt cheese boy list. Worse than that, though, we have Chase Claypool, which I don't even know how he's rosterable at any point. He was okay for a year in Pittsburgh, and then he's also just a player that I don't like. Any of those people you see dancing on TikTok like they're a 10-year-old going through the grocery store. Those are just receivers I'm not going to be into. I think I don't know, he doesn't seem like a very smart receiver, someone who celebrates first downs whenever they're trying to get down to the end zone, and just he has a history of just not being a good receiver. I don't think. In fact, he's got extra cheese. So he's definitely one of them butt cheese boys I'm looking to avoid. Now the Bears running backs, I'm probably going to avoid that backfield. It is a three-headed committee. Look for Roshan Johnson to kind of shine out of that, though. So I think he has some upside in Dynasty as a late add in your rookie drafts if you haven't already had those. Foreman and Khalil Herbert, I think there's just too many mouths to feed in that backfield, and you got to compete with Justin Fields, who's going to be one of the best rushing quarterbacks in the NFL this year. So, if you're looking to pivot from those terrible receivers that I had mentioned, Tyler Scott might be a good dart throw, maybe as like and whenever I say dart throw, I mean that last pick in your draft. So, Tyler Scott. Out of Norton High School, right next to Wadsworth, where I'm at. He went to Cincinnati, produced well and everything. I think he's a good potential wide receiver two on that team. Really good speed. So definitely someone to keep an eye on. Tyler Scott, not a very well-known name. Unless you play Dynasty, you probably already know about him. So next I want to get into the Green Bay Packers. Um, Definitely more upside whenever Rodgers was at the helm. I know some people are in on Love, some people are out on Love. I'm out on Love. I'm not gonna call him a butt cheese boy though. I get an argument for him. I don't think he's too terrible. I just think there are better options out there. It's more of a preference thing. Kind of a hot take. A lot of people really love this receiver, and I'm going to get roasted in the comments for it, but I am out on Christian Watson. I'm not a big Christian Watson person. I am a Romeo Dobbs guy, so I think he has just in this offense right now. Romeo Dobbs has more of a use case. I think he is more of that middle possession receiver. He's probably going to lead the Packers in targets this year, I think. So I'm in on Dobbs. Reports have been really good out of camp. He's built that rapport with Jordan Love. Shallow to middle guy. Really loved him last year. AJ Dillon, someone I'm out on. I think he's an overqualified backup running back. Yeah, I know they kind of run a little bit of a committee, but it's mostly Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is someone I would be in on at the right price in the draft. I think he's a good RB2. I don't think you want him to be your RB1 coming in. But so you're not excited if you get him in the draft, but I think you're fine with him. You could do worse. Some rookies to kind of keep an eye on. I think they are they both have good second round draft capital. Second or third, I can't remember, but I think they are day two at least. Jaden Reed at receiver and Luke Musgraves. And one of the reasons why I'm out on Christian Watson, I just think a lot of his production was just off of the long ball. I don't think he showed us much of anything else. I know a lot of people are high on him, but I'm just going to be out on him. So that's probably my spiciest take in this video, honestly. Next, we are going to get into the Minnesota Vikings. So Justin Jefferson, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on him. He's the best wide receiver in the game right now. He should be going 1.1 in all of your drafts. I have him in Dynasty, and I'm probably never trading him. You could offer me 10 first rounders. I'm not getting rid of him. So I think Jefferson is a generational talent. Need we say more about that? Jordan Addison, someone I'm in on also. I really like this Vikings offense, mainly because I've been exposed to it the last couple years, and I love that Addison's playing with Jefferson. I think Jefferson's going to command those double teams. They aren't probably going to work against him. He's a really good receiver. Addison, though, I think he walked into a really good situation. He's, as far as dynasty goes, I think he's the second best receiver in this class. JSN being number one, but I think he'll produce the most this year. So for your redraft leagues, I think Addison would be the guy to go get if you don't already have Jefferson and don't want to be too exposed to one offense. Next, I'm going to talk about our eighth U.S. presidential president, Alexander Madison. So he has smashed every time in spot starts whenever Dalvin Cook wasn't here last, or whenever he didn't play last year. Dalvin Cook's gone, so Alexander Madison becomes the dude. I think he's a great ad as like your RB2 flex. I think you're probably more comfortable with him in that flex position. Another guy, if you're like just you need like that seventh, eighth receiver, KJ Osborne. Like he did great at the back end of last year. He's still a pretty young guy. He just showed me something a little bit last year in a pinch. Um, Hawkinson's someone that I am out on. I don't think he's a bad tight end. He's a very good tight end, but I just don't want to spend the draft capital on him that early whenever I can load up on running backs and receivers in my drafts. Keep an eye on, so some people are in and out of Madison. Keep an eye on Dwayne McBride. I think he's a good dynasty stash. I think Dwayne McBride is someone that this Vikings regime is more in on than maybe because they actually drafted him and everything. And also Ty Chandler, he's pretty fast. So, they might put a package in there for him. He might get a few carries here and there. And then so now we're going to get into the last team that I wanted to talk about, the Detroit Lions, and they are the team that I'm highest on for fantasy purposes this year. Very excited about them. I love how they've just built in everything, and I love their young core. Amon-Ra St. Brown, target monster. Someone who's young. He goes over the middle. He can beat you. He can beat you deep. He's a good red zone. Like he does everything. He's a great receiver. Helped me win a championship last year. I'm all in on Amon-Ra St. Brown, like most people are. Jahmyr Gibbs, very high on this guy. I actually traded Austin Eckler in a dynasty league. I needed to get younger. It killed me to trade Austin Eckler, but Gibbs is going to be one of those main parts of what I got. I got back Drake London and Jahmyr Gibbs. I think it was a good return for where we're at right now with that team. Jahmyr Gibbs, I wouldn't have done it if Jahmyr Gibbs wouldn't have been the pick at 1-2. So I think he has the potential to be a good RB1. I see a Kamara Eckler, like, but younger, still explosive and everything with him. So very excited about Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm very high on him. Jamison Williams, someone else that I would draft. He's got that elite speed, that game-breaking speed. If Amon-Ra's your possession guy, your guy getting majority of the fantasy points, I do think Jameson Williams can be like a Tyreek Hill Jr., one of those just blazing speed, beat 'em deep kind of players. He is out the first 6 games, but his upside's so big. I wouldn't mind taking him if you don't have a lot of risk already in the beginning part of your draft. Uh, Jared Goff. I like Jared Goff a lot more than a lot of people. He's going off as the QB 18 in ADP on Sleeper right now. I would take him as, if you wait too long to get quarterback and you're kind of in no man's land, you're looking at like the Daniel Joneses and like those people in like the QB 10 to QB 12, 14 range. Just wait and take Goff. He's a good, if you've waited, like I like to wait on quarterback. He might be someone that I target if I've waited too long. Jared Goff would be a great quarterback one just simply because of his weapons. So he's a good late pickup. Definitely more of a low end QB one, but still, has that upside to go off any week. Um, Sam Laporta, he's a rookie this year. I think they spent like the 2.3 pick on him in the draft. So Sam Laporta is definitely someone who I see as the second best tight end in this class. He's landed in a very good situation, landing spot, sneaky good, lines up in different sets. There's a lot of things I like about Sam Laporta. So I think that's the whole division. I did not go through it in a minute for each team, so sorry it's a little longer than we wanted, but make sure you get a piece of that Lions offense. And yeah, so that's everything I wanted to go over today. So Vinny will hit you with another division. I'm going to be working on the AFC South next. So thank you so much for watching, and hopefully, I know we have 5 subscribers right now. Let's try to get that to 6. So anyway, I appreciate everything today, and hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Hope the music's playing.